Hey, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I really love this sweet little junk journal. This is an antique book, and it's got these beautiful flower images down each side of the front cover. So I added some vintage crochet doily bits and then some trim here that matches sort of the coloring with the navy blue from the flowers and the ribbon here. And then I pulled these vintage beads and pieces of a necklace to make a matching bangle. You can remove that. And yeah, I just think it's really sweet. So let me take you on a little journey of this lovely little junk journal before I put it into my Etsy shop. I'm just going to mention that this is a vintage earring here. I pulled the backing off. It was one of those torturous clip-on ones. And I pulled the word journal from the book called Dr. Hudson's Secret Journal. So that is authentic. Here we go. Okay, so these are the original first pages of the book here. I love down here that a bookworm has gotten to this page over the last 100 and some odd years. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I love it. And this book is from 1907, so quite old, 118 years old. Just flip up here so you can journal underneath this really old 1800s piece here. That is from 1927. The Diary of Anne Frank here from Theatre World magazine. There, from the play Diary of Anne Frank. This is just a little mini journal that I made out of my antique paper cutoffs. And that's tucked into a pocket from a 1940s children's book there. And then this is a 100-year-old banknote. And this is a guard watchman's dial. Isn't that cool? They would have put that inside of a dial that clocked their time and their hours and when they could sleep, and it's very cool. This is from a vintage book about antiques. So that's kind of a fun little tuck in there. Got some vintage stamps down here. This is one of my favorite pieces there. That's Jane Austen, the very famous author from the 1800s. And this is a beautiful plate here from the very early 1900s. So it's a very old piece, and it's quite special. And this is from 1955, embroidery plate here from a Polish embroidery book. And this is just a little 1950s piece from a music magazine, but look how cool is that? Doris Day, Peggy Lee, Very Neato Pepito. Oh my gosh, I loved this song, Long Tong Sally. So that's a cool song. That's a really fun rock and roll song from the 50s. And then this is just an antique book page that you can journal on there as well. And you can also journal under here behind this vintage doily piece and over here as well. And then there's a fun little antique postcard in here. Look at that. Isn't that neat? That's probably from about the 40s. And this is another vintage children's book page here. The dog running through the snow on the opposite side. More Theatre World pages. And here's a wonderful little doily page. Isn't that great? From the 50s. This is a receipt from Massachusetts, Lowell, Massachusetts, also from 1952. And this is a 1968 Funny Bones card piece. Just a kind of a lot of fun. Hand bone. And that's all on top of a 1955 Highways of North America road map. And then this here is just a beautiful little, look at how beautiful this plate is. And that's, I mean, you could frame that. It's so beautiful, but it is from an antique book. And then this is just, I love the little stamped piece here from the library. I don't think the camera will pick up that embossing there, but antique book page that you can journal on the back of. So that very special pieces. There's a lot of really special rare pieces in here. I love this little nurse announcement, graduate nurse here from the 50s, Pearl Shop from the 50s, and a stamp collector's book page from the 50s. And this is a very, very old playing card, as you can see. Some vintage Monopoly money. A really fun cluster here. 1920s book page. 1930s, 40s book page, sorry. And then this is a little vintage piece here with some really sweet little expressions in it. And this is a wonderful children's book page. Look at these little, looks like little twin girls almost in a boat with their dog. And some little child has colored the sun and the umbrella there. I love that so much. And here we go. There's just a handwritten research paper, early 1900s. Another 1920s piece here, and another little journaling booklet here. So lots of space to journal on. Any white space, always don't just look for blank pages, look for any white space sorry, that you can tuck your words and your journaling thoughts on. That's what I do. Anything white, I just journal everywhere. This is a fantastic postcard from 1920s. And look at the hats these ladies are having. And I love this. It's either a beer bottle or a Coca-Cola bottle. Very, very cool. But they're having a picnic at a picnic table. Very special photograph. And then here's more of that highway roadmap page, more doily pages. And for the doily page, I put on this piece of a vintage doily here. Isn't that beautiful? Flower and a leaf, very old. The little turtle on his back here. And this is a beautiful little journaling space here. Just added some antique paper to the back of this. It's the inside of a little children's book. And look at this little girl. Isn't she sweet? Oh, so cute. A new life here. Antique music paper here. And then this is just a little page from the 1800s. Just some really good journaling space here. And this is a 100-year-old botanical book page. And another one here. This is from an apple tree. How to Grow Apples book, early 1900s. It's kind of cool. And back here we have this wonderful, whoopsie, nice try. Look at this from 1923 of the British Isles, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. So if you're a fan of England, this is a fun one too, or Britain. Yeah, I love that. And then more botanicals. This is a little vintage book on the artwork of Velasquez. And inside here, I've got some multiple plates here from that book that you can have fun with, collaging, etc. And this is another little piece here from an antique book that I turned into a journaling page. And there's more of that little nasty little bookworm. So you can see that that was already a part of this book when I acquired this book. Oopsie, I can close that now. There we go. Look at this. They're trying to push the little turtle over. Spoiler alert, the turtle makes it. He gets flipped over finally by all his friends. Just another great little plate there. Super, super old. I love the aging around the edges. I didn't do that. It's all pretty like that. Vintage doily here. Vintage sewing instruction page here. Another plate here from the early 1900s. This is a great little, look at, dedicated to my mother and father, and this is Eliza Calvert Hall, the author of this book, actually. And whoever owned this book, Triple Evan, she taped that in there, which I love. Great double pocket here. This is another few pages from this book, so lots of journaling space there as well. A vintage botanical page. Some vintage, oh, this is really sweet here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful autumn page there. Even though it's black and white, it's stunning. Look at this little boy down here. Look at this, so cute. Another botanical page here. And then this is just a really sweet little journaling spot here I made out of this teeny tiny little book page. And then Nature and the Child, and you flip it down and you can do more journaling here. And that brings us to the end. I love this one. I'm hoping you love it as much as I love making it. Please visit hyperstamper.etsy.com and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you soon.